And welcome back once again to Ask Coach Wendy alongside Coach Wendy Mader. I'm Dave Erickson. And today we're talking about muscle cramps, major causes of muscle cramps, specifically when it comes to running, because I've dealt with this for years and I'm starting to figure it out and dial in my nutrition and hydration. So, Coach, what are some of the major causes of muscle cramps in runners?
So first and foremost, you just nailed it. It has to do with your nutrition and hydration, primarily being dehydrated or not having enough of the electrolytes that help prevent muscle cramping, such as sodium, potassium, and magnesium. So let's talk about dehydration first. The best thing I like to tell athletes is be mindful of your hydration on a daily basis and don't just wait the morning of your run to hydrate or the morning of a race to hydrate. You want to kind of keep that in mind as you're going throughout your whole day. So you're doing this prevention of injuries and prevention of muscle cramping by staying hydrated. Also, if you are new to the longer distance running, such as for a half marathon, you may want to start adding a little bit of salt to your meals. Again, salt is a major electrolyte that should help prevent cramping, or when you ingest it, once you get a cramp, it should help alleviate the cramp.
How about they'll, have a banana because of the potassium factor?
Well, that works. Again, that does work for some people. Some people generally cramp at night, and the rule of thumb is have a banana before you go to bed to increase your potassium. But that's not always going to work for for a lot of people. Let me even backtrack. Having your sodium and sweat rate tested in a laboratory setting is really the ideal way to kind of dial in how much you need and how much how much sodium is in your sweat. I had this sweat rate done in 2007, and I found out I don't have a lot of sodium in my sweat. Makes sense to me. I don't cramp. I cramped, probably 3 times in my 25-year history of doing triathlons. I'm not someone who tends to cramp because I have that. I don't sweat out a lot of sodium. I just rode with my girlfriend the other day, and a very petite girl, but she sweats 4 to 6 grams of salt per hour. So her intake of salt as well as water was like quadruple the amount that I had to take in, and she still cramped. Now there's a new theory out, and again, people can Google this. It's called it's in the nerve, and there's this product out there called Hot Shot. I've tried it, just sample it. It's really hot. It kind of tastes like a combination of cinnamon and jalapeno, which I dislike both of those. But what it does is this research, I can't speak to it because I don't know much about it, but it speaks to how certain people may cramp, and it has nothing to do with their sodium. It has to do with what's in the nerve. And they developed this product for people to take when they're about to cramp to get the cramp to go away.
So, Wendy, what about the caffeine? Some people like to take, a little coffee before their run, but caffeine is a diuretic and you lose fluid that way through sweat or you have to go to the bathroom.
And again, it's going to be dependent on who you are. If you, okay, it goes back to being mindful of your hydration. I'm someone who I've been in the sport. I tend to be very mindful. I'm very experienced with hydration. I'm a caffeine drinker. I will drink before every workout. I will drink caffeine. What I don't do with it is I don't ingest actually a lot of water while I'm drinking that caffeine, and make sure I'm hydrated before the caffeine intake, and I feel like it has less of an effect on being a diuretic for me and dehydrating me. Some people are going to, for every cup of coffee you drink or caffeinated beverage you're going to drink equal amounts of water and add a little sodium to that water to help kind of balance you out and even you out. The main thing is experiment with it and see what works for you and see what doesn't work for you. And there's do the research yourself, because there is a lot of research out there, pros and cons to everything.
Sure. This is such a deep topic now, the more I think about this. How about hydration up to an hour and then maybe after a longer run of an hour or longer? How should you shift the types of fluids you take in?
So again, going back to the cramping issue, it is important to carry hydration with you on your runs to prevent it from happening. If you're going out for longer an hour, it's good to kind of sip every maybe 15 to 20 minutes, about 4 to 6 ounces of liquid, whether it's water or an electrolyte drink after at least definitely after an hour of exercise. Before an hour, it's not going to hurt you to ingest the electrolyte or the water, but you might just not feel the need for it if you're hydrated before you start. If you know you're going into a run or an exercise, bout of exercise, and you know you're dehydrated, you should carry it with you to prevent cramping. Because there's nothing worse than being in the middle of a run somewhere, not close to home or not close to anywhere, and you get a cramp. Even in the water, people get cramps in the water, and it's kind of mentally could get you because what do you do when you get the cramp?
And hydration is something you can't catch up on, is it, without stopping?
Without stopping, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's always about thinking ahead and planning ahead and being mindful to prevent the cramp by staying hydrated and making sure you have those major electrolytes in your nutrition plan.
So what happens if you do have a cramp during a run? What's the stretching protocol?
Before you can stretch, because no one's going to want to stretch. I'm thinking calf cramp. I'm thinking toe cramp primarily. A lot of runners might even get a hamstring cramp. Those seem to be the three major areas of your body you're going to cramp up while running. Massage it out, doing self-massage, getting your thumbs, deep into your muscle, trying to, like if you get a toe cramp or a calf cramp, doing some plantar flexion and plantar extension. While you're trying to massage out the cramp is best. If you can if you're out on the road and there's I'm thinking McDonald's, you can go get a salt packet or go fill up your water bottle somewhere. That's the second, once you're walking again, that's the best thing to do. If you're cramping so badly, because usually because you're that dehydrated, it's better just to not run anymore and just walk it out. Because if you try to run on a calf or a foot cramp or hamstring cramp, then all of a sudden that's leading to an injury, and you don't want that to happen either.
And one of those injury preventions, if you do feel the sore muscles, is getting a regular massage once a week, twice a week, once every 2 weeks, something like that.
Right. It's all about preventing cramps, preventing injuries, taking care of your body through massage, through other therapies, ice baths after intense or longer duration training sessions, compression tights, just for future prevention.
Well, if you're scheduling a half marathon or marathon training here in the near future, or maybe down the line, and you want to get on an organized plan, we have two different options for you. One's in a PDF. This is for the half marathon or a full marathon. Also, a convenience through Training Peaks. Tell us about that.
So for those people who have a Training Peaks account currently or not, they can purchase one. They can go to Wendy Mader Half Marathon or Marathon Training Plan Made Easy. They can purchase directly from Training Peaks, and that is automatically uploaded to their Training Peaks account. And they can upload it, say it's a 12-week program, they can upload it to the date that they're 12 weeks out from their race.
So if you want to do a 12-week half marathon lead-up or a 16-week marathon lead-up, just plug it in and it back times to your race day. It's pretty cool.
Exactly.
All right, Coach. Thanks very much. The major causes of muscle cramps and how to treat them. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.